It's tradition.
All right, we are live.
Cool.
And we lost Kristen.
Yeah,
At
I
least-
can't hear you.
Me.
Oh, there you are.
What? Do you hear me?
Yeah, now you're freezing. You're frozen. You were.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hear me now?
No, you're good now.
Oh, I know what happened then. So we're good.
Should I have this on private chat or comments?
So comments will show you the public's comments.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I would recommend that one.
Okay.
Chi-Town
Okay.
Bear already on it, waiting.
Who's Chi-Town Bear?
Joshua.
So I think that is because I was looking at the little logo there. I'm pretty sure that was Josh.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
It's me, Joshua.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I could comment
And
because it says I
Frank.
have to connect my YouTube. For
Hi,
that.
Frank.
That's
No,
okay.
but you can talk back to them. That's the fun part. We don't have
Oh,
to use
yeah.
text to chat.
That's
Ooh,
right,
so
yeah.
many howdies. Oh wait, that's just us.
Okay, that's me.
Oh,
It's like, oh, they're popular. No, it's literally us.
And now we have that awkward pause. Actually, no, the awkward pause should be a normal part of the show.
I really should, because actually, like I was saying, it feels sometimes like there is space to fill when you talk. But then when you, like I said, when you watch it back and it's like, wait, there was a weird pause there. It's like, no, it's just the inner panic that hits.
It happens. Hi, honey.
Gosh, everyone's yeah. Rudy in the house.
What's up, Rudy?
Awesome. Yeah, I usually give it to about 7:05.
Rudy.
About 7:05-ish, we like kind of officially introduce. So yeah, let all the socials go out. So good to see you too, Rudy. Oh, everyone's so excited, Rick.
Nightwing. Oh, that's my buddy from work. Okay.
Aww. Grandpa Rick. I mean, Time Lord. Absolutely, yeah.
I got the numbers. I got the years. So.
It's all timey-wimey.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly. You know how it is.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
Excellent. Beautiful. All the things are going. So,
Sweet.
let's get started, folks. To anyone who has joined us already, and to those who will rewatch this in the future, welcome to Windy City Ghostbusters presents Why We Bust. I am your host. Woo! I am your host, Kristen. Most of the time you will see me more so depicted in a giant green Slimer costume. But otherwise, this is my face, and it's the only chance you get to see it. We have James on our socials and our tech guy.
What up?
And today we will be interviewing the one, the only Renegade Time Lord, Rick.
Who's I?
So this type of interview, we'll be doing this every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Next week, I will be out, so we will have a sub-in for interview. If anyone of you catch it next week. But we wanted to get in here and start, telling stories about different busters. Some of our folks out there, we want to, learn more about them. Think of him and he will appear. There's Bob. Bob came up with this show so we can all get to know our Buster Buds just that much better. So thank you, Bob, and we hope you're doing well, Bob. So Let's see. Rick, how you doing?
Yes.
It's been a minute since you and I have talked.
How are you been?
Oh, we're great. I'm so excited to be interviewing you today. There's a lot of different things you are involved with or collecting. So I very, very excited to be able to share some of your stories and the facts about you with these awesome folks in chat. Oh, by the way, James, can you tell them about the perks on Twitch that they can be doing while they are watching?
Oh, absolutely. So if you are watching us on Twitch, you'll see that you have points that you can get in the bottom of the chat, and you can use those points for various different things, like making us drink, making us get up and stretch, and a few other things. So feel free to use those. Feel free to cheer, or give subscriptions, because any uh, monetary gains we get through Twitch goes to charity. So any help there is super awesome.
Thank you. Yes, we all have hydration. Rick, do you have hydration ready? Beautiful. So we all have hydration ready. So please send that our way. Love a good stretch every once in a while.
Stretch is good.
So Rick, I like to start these interviews with just going back in time.
Which I love to do.
As you are a Time Lord, so you've been all over the place. What is your very first memory of Ghostbusters?
In 1984.
Oh, here we go. Yes.
I was quickly approaching 20 years old, and a buddy and I went to go see it. We rode our bikes before I got my car, my first Ecto. Went to the mall to go see it. Didn't know what to expect. Fell in love with it. After my 5th time seeing it at the theater, I made my first flight suit out of a gray tracksuit, and made a cardboard proton pack, and rest is history. You know, I wish I would have had pictures of it, but back then there were no cameras back then, so I don't have any of that. But yeah, that was my first memory of it. Absolutely fell in love with it. I was a huge fan of Dan Aykroyd to begin with. And so that's what actually drew me to it, because I've been a fan of Dan since '75. So when I saw he was going to be in it looked like a thriller horror movie almost, but yeah. So that's my first experience with Ghostbusters.
Oh my gosh! So did you have any sort of like patch or anything that you made, or was it just like suit and like cardboard pack?
Actually, we made something out of, I can't remember. Me and my buddy, we made something out of tape. And it looked pretty good, like red and white tape and everything else. I mean, granted, if you would have saw it now, you would have been like, really? But back then, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I mean, yeah, so there was a patch. We did have, I think it was just a manila tape that just had my name on it on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good for the time.
Fair. I'll say, because, even pack, like, making technology, my understanding was not super great till, like, maybe the 90s. People started getting like hard-sided packs.
Right.
But so would that be your first cosplay?
That was actually my first cosplay. Oh no, I can't.
Awesome.
No, that was not my first cosplay.
What's your first cosplay?
Okay, my first cosplay I made like in 8th grade. It was a combination of Superman's costume and Batman's costume. And the stylized, diamond shape had a W in it. It was like Batman's colors, but Superman style. But it was a big W, and I had a cape. I had the pants, boots, and I called myself Wonder Man. That was my thing.
That's awesome.
That was my first cosplay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all done with felt. You had to buy felt and cut it out and sew it. That was me.
So did you do other cosplays like through your teenage years, or did it kind of when Ghostbusters came out, that was kind of the next time you jumped into like that level of involvement with the movie?
Yeah, that was the last time, and it wouldn't happen again until I started going to Chicago TARDIS, and of course then I always did the Doctor or a unit soldier. So that was pretty much it for cosplay. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about Ghostbuster franchises at this point.
Fair, yeah. Do you have a small collection of Ghostbuster items, correct?
I do.
So
nothing like everybody else, but I do.
Fair. But do you have anything from back when you were making that cosplay, the first movie came out, you got interested,
No,
or
no,
is it
because
more like recently you've been collecting?
recently, back then, there really was nothing. There was nothing
Fair.
I mean, there were no Funko Pops. There was nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing I had was my cardboard proton pack, and I had a white 63 Buick Wildcat that my buddy and I made the No Ghost logo and taped it to the side of each door. It was paper. And like the side
Nice.
of each, it was a
Nice.
2-door, and that's what we drove around. That was my Ecto back then.
That's awesome. James, what'd you say?
I just said nice.
Oh. So you do have a current Ecto. Have there been other iterations in between that one and the current?
No, my Ecto before I found out about Windy City was actually what I called the Mach 5. I don't know if you're familiar with the Mach 5. It had the the M on the front, and it had the actual like numbers on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And my license plates were MOCK 5 is what my license plates were. And then I quickly said, "Hey," and now it is what it is.
Nice. How long did it take to complete? And also, what introduce the folks to what is your Ecto's name? How long have you had this current Ecto? Because it is, I mean, the stuff you got up on top it's legit.
I'd like to think so. It's the Ecto H1. You could find it on Instagram and Facebook. She has her own channels. I was lucky enough that a guy was selling his roof rack. It was kind of in sad shape. Was not accurate by any means. So I had to like pull off a lot of stuff and add a lot of things. And then I added the siren and a couple of other goodies. Yeah, so people like her. I think she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's very cool and definitely one of our regularly event attending Ectos too. So folks out there, if you're listening and you ever attend one of our events, this is one of the Ectos you might see on site out there. With the hype of the newest movie, first of all, what do you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Did I love it as much as Afterlife? But I did love it.
Fair. So what was it like for you, someone who had physically gone and seen the first movie, to then be a Ghostbuster, officially sworn in Ghostbuster, in your flight suit, and just to see this movie all this time later? It's
pretty wild.
Yeah.
Especially when you're sitting in a movie theater with like 80 plus Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
It's very surreal. Like when I saw Afterlife, it was the same thing. I walked into this theater. That was my first event.
Yeah.
And it's very surreal to be wearing a flight suit, almost a legit flight suit, and walking in and seeing everybody else dressed the same way, and then seeing something that is now it's in its fifth movie if you want to count 2016. It's pretty wild. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. So wait, you're referring to Afterlife. Your first event was Afterlife?
Yes. The Afterlife.
Oh, okay. So you now have 2 Ghostbuster movies under your belt as a Ghostbuster.
Yes.
That's awesome. How would you say your like Ghostbuster cosplay specifically has changed since Afterlife to now?
The suit itself hasn't changed much. The proton pack has. Mine's more of a hybrid between 84 Afterlife and Frozen Empire. But the suit itself, there really is no differences except for the radio. Now we have the new working radios because the Motorola doesn't work. It's just a brick.
Yeah.
But otherwise than that, it's the same. Maybe a few different pins, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also curious too. So with Afterlife, how did you learn about the Windy City franchise and then get like to the point where you're joining? And if it involves Bob in any way, I knew it.
No, actually, it did not. I didn't even know there were franchises. I was a Ghostbuster fan. And I have a friend named Elizabeth who belongs to the Arkansas Ghostbusters.
Oh.
And I always saw her posting pictures. And I said something to her about, where did you get the proton pack from? I had no idea. And she's like, oh, you get it from Spirit Nurse. She's like, oh, yeah. She's like, you should join a franchise. And I'm like, what's that? And she's like, Rick, Ghostbuster franchise. They're all over the place. And I'm like, I wonder if there's one in Chicago. So I searched on Google and I found a video said introducing the Windy City Ghostbusters. Must have watched that video like 10 times in a row. I as soon as I looked them up on Facebook, sent a message to Joe. I didn't know it was Joe at the time. And I said, I want to join. And Joe responded, and the rest is history. But yeah, I had no idea. But sadly, Bob had nothing to do with it.
I think you're one of the first ones so far where Bob had zero to do with it.
Really?
It always goes back to Bob here around here.
I know, right? But I came out of the wild, so I'm a special edition.
Yeah. You came from the wild. I like that. The organic recruit, if you will.
Right.
And I know, like, I think my first time meeting you was, I want to say Fan Expo last year, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I wanted to thank you for being so welcoming and I feel like you do that for every new recruit, get to know them. And it definitely encouraged me to join just by having folks like you, a few of them, who just like welcome in new faces. You're like, hey, cool, be one of us. Yeah, that's great.
I kind of look at our group as a family.
Yeah.
So why not get to know your Buster siblings? That's
fair.
How I see
yeah,
it.
Absolutely.
And I do love talking to people, and I do love because if you don't welcome them in, what's going to make them want to stay? Mm-hmm. You could strap on a proton pack and a suit anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to make them see how special Windy City is.
Yeah. In chat, Bob says, yes, how to become a Windy City Ghostbuster. Meet Bob. Bob forces you. Oh, and Josh said, Rick gifted me my first pair of Ecto goggles. Same.
I have done that in the past because I tend to buy when I see stuff cheap, I buy it.
Yeah, fair.
And like, there's another new recruit that I have stuff for her.
Oh, that's awesome. You're making sure that we're like legit.
Right.
Too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Too legit to quit.
So, Rick, what's your favorite piece of Ghostbuster gear that you have?
My proton pack. My HasLab proton pack. Yeah, that is my pride and joy.
Are good.
They are. I just did another modification to her last week.
Nice. There's always something to mod on the packs. There's always like a pack is like a kind of an always project because not only with each movie changing and giving you options, you can always like, well, I want that here and I move that there and little things.
Right. There's always something to do. Challenge accepted. Lindsay just said challenge accepted because it's funny because I always say, oh yeah, I'm done with it. And all of a sudden I'll see something. I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
Well, she's referring to Bob. She says Bob has yet to get me. So Bob, there you go. We have a cat on camera. Yes.
That's Annabelle?
Thank you, James.
That's Annabelle. Hi.
Annabelle. Hi, Annabelle. Oh, my cat's all hightailed it. Well, I got one sleeping next to me.
Bob says, you underestimate me. This is good.
You underestimate my power.
I love good lore.
Oh, we got another hydrate.
Oh, we got a hydrate?
No.
We got 2 hydrates. That's 2 sips.
2 hydrates. All right.
Now, Rick, the more important question about your favorite things. Who's your favorite ghost in Ghostbusters?
Slimer all the way. I don't care who.
You don't have to say it just because I'm here.
No, I've always liked Slimer. Slimer, but you're Slymer.
Fair, and thank you. Yes, I should let everyone know. I was given the new name SLY because of how my name is spelled by Rick. So if you see that posted, that was Rick's idea.
Yes. But Slimer. What was that?
It makes sense.
It does. It makes sense. Yeah, it perfectly makes sense. Yeah, he's always been my favorite ever since the beginning. Well, I was so excited when I found out. Well, I don't know if everybody's seen the movie, so maybe I shouldn't say anything.
I mean, he's in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I was super excited to find out that he was coming back. I was hoping that he was going to be more like the real Ghostbuster Slimer, where he was going to be their buddy.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a scene in Ghostbusters 2 that was cut, where Janine is talking to Lewis, and she says concerning Slimer, "Oh, he's okay." So she's obviously had dealings with him where she's okay with him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I was very excited to see that. I think when I saw it, I just screamed, "I'm relevant still."
They like me. They really like me.
But yeah, he's great. I know, like, I think we're all kind of hoping that with some of the new things coming out, like the series, that they're going to include some other, Tobin specific ghosts here and there, maybe. Oh, if there was a ghost that had to come, is there any specific that come to mind that you'd like to see again in the future? Since
in a movie,
movie, TV show, anything you'd like them to see.
Sam Hain return to the silver screen.
Ooh, that would be.
I was kind of hoping that. Matter of fact, when we didn't know who Garaka was at first. Just the way he looked, I'm like, it's Sam Hain, because he kind of had that silhouette. But
yeah, that's a good point, actually. In chat, Bob says, "What did you think of Lady Slimer?"
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I love that Slimer had himself a little girlfriend. Well, she was the same size, but
fair,
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was cute. And then I wondered if it was just Slimer and drag at first, because that's the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
At first, then I'm like, oh, Slimer's sitting next to her. So I thought Slimer was in drag.
I mean, that's fair. And it's a local Illinois native who voices it. Robin.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was from Illinois.
I thought so. At least I think she lived here at one point. I'm not sure, but
I think she's originally from Chicago. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. That's
okay. Well, she just got that much cooler then.
Right. She's pretty awesome. And she did Lady Slimer. Yeah. What were you saying? Lindsay was saying.
Oh, she said I screamed with happiness when I found out what Slimer was in the movie.
Aww. Yeah,
man. Look, who's my only? I mean, not only, but on my desk, I always have a Funko of Slimer sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
He's like one of my only representation, and plus, I have a picture of Bob blowing a kiss next to the Ecto, saying, "Have the day you deserve." I think it is.
The Bob picture, yeah.
Yes.
So jumping away a little bit away from Ghostbusters, you are involved in a few different fandoms.
Yes, I am. What do you mean, groups, or you mean fandoms?
Well, we'll talk both, but actually, yeah, we'll talk groups first. I saw you are involved with Cosplayers for a Cause.
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of, if you can tell the folks what that is and what kind of work you do with them.
It is a charity group, and they do a multitude. Now I'm thinking, I don't know if they're a 501c3. I believe they are. But they do Make-A-Wish. They do a lot, and they give to a lot of different charities. Fantastic group of people. Absolutely adore them. Matter of fact, we helped them out at Volo.
Yeah. They needed some Ghostbusters there.
That's right. Our very own Jen is heavily involved there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually, I joined that after I joined Windy City. I enjoy it. I haven't done any events with them this year. I really got to step up my game, but yeah, they're great. They're a great group of people. Good to work with.
Do you usually do Ghostbuster, or do you go, is that more where you get to flourish in your other nerd fandoms?
I usually do Doctor Strange with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do love my Doctor Strange. I will not grow a goatee because Lindsay doesn't like facial hair. So I always say I am the Doctor Strange from a different multiverse that does not have a beard.
Nice. Hey, I mean, that's legit. Like, there's multiverse is a thing.
Right. So
everybody
has their own little take on a character too.
Yeah.
Right.
You can always lean into that.
Right.
But Doctor Strange, do you do that one outside of that, or is it pretty much just with that group?
I'll do that. I'm actually going to be joining League of Enchantment as well.
Nice.
And I have free comic book day with them on May 4th or whatever. So me and the Ecto H1 will be at comic book store in Frankfurt,
So
Illinois.
it's gonna be the Ecto rolling up and Doctor Strange getting out. Another multiverse.
No, I'll be dressed as a Ghostbuster for that.
Oh, okay.
I can't mix the fandoms like that because then the universe will implode, and then I have to put it back together again.
Fair.
Extra work.
Bob wants to know, or no, that wasn't Bob. Oh, he asked that other question earlier. Frack in the chat.
That's
says,
Frank.
Rick. Oh, is it Frank? Hey, Frank.
Oh.
He says, Rick, if you were half hot dog, would you be the bottom half or the top half?
The top half, of course.
The top half. Be the part people are coming for, you know?
Yeah, right. The first few bites are always better than the last.
Would you put mustard or ketchup on it?
Mustard. My go-to is mustard and tomato and relish.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So
That's
pretty close to a Chicago dog.
Yeah.
There's only
not necessarily ketchup.
Fair.
Lindsay, you.
Rudy said Doctor Strange face.
Yeah, that's me. Right back at you, Rude.
So you quite the Doctor Who fan, I would assume.
That will always be my top fandom.
I was gonna say, if you had to pick one fandom, what would it be? So it sounds like it'll be Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, yeah. So you could even ask Lindsay. Matter of fact, I had so many collectibles of Doctor Who, I gave away 4 bins of them because I had too much.
Oh my gosh! How long ago did you start into Doctor Who? How long have you been collecting pieces?
Back when I started watching Doctor Who, you couldn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was 16. Okay. I'm 59 now, so I'll let you do the math. I used to watch it on Channel 11 PBS on Sundays at 10 o'clock. When I was supposed to be asleep, I turned that on, and that was my thing. And I've been following it ever since. I absolutely adore it. It's like, yeah. Oh, I got every Sonic ever made. There's TARDISes all over. River Song's Diaries right there with her Sonic. The 11th Doctor. I mean, yeah, it's my thing.
Who's that? That's a good question, actually. Elliot asked in chat, who's your favorite Doctor?
The 11th Doctor all the way.
The 11th. Nice.
Followed by 10 and then 12.
So then who was the first Doctor you started watching?
The 4th Doctor, Tom Baker.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. Rudy actually asked that too. The 4th Doctor. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So he's fantastic. He's up there in age now. I actually do have an autograph from him, but you had to go to his store and tell him what you wanted him to write, and now he closed it, so you can't even get him anymore. But I got it.
Oh, that's so special.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love that.
I assume that's one of your pieces you're gonna be keeping and not giving away.
Oh, of course. And believe it or not, I actually did make a Sonic. I repainted a Sonic, and it's in hazard tape. I just got to find a way to make it affix it to my belt when I'm in my flight suit, because got to have the Sonic with you at all times.
You got to represent.
Right.
I love those little crossovers with fandom things though, where it's like on the flight suit, you have something else, or in your other cosplays, maybe you have like a Slimer pin, like those little nods to the other fandoms. Those were always amazing. Lindsay mentioned that you did wear a bow tie. I assume a Doctor Who bow tie to your wedding because you love 11 so
much. I had a Sonic in the pocket too, and I had Converse too.
Now, was that planned ahead and approved by Lindsay, or was that a surprise to Lindsay?
Yes, it did, and even my vow to her was very Time Lord based, very Doctor Who based.
Oh,
actually, if you look at my Facebook page, you'll actually see it because she posted it not too long ago, so it's there.
That's awesome. Oh. Rudy says, you went back in time to get Tom Baker's autograph.
I would say, but that would create a paradox, so I cannot.
Fair. So as Doctor Who, when you'd go to Comic-Cons and things, is that who you were doing for a bit? Or did you do Doctor Strange for a bit?
It was the Doctor first.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah. And that was before I knew there was a Ghostbuster. There was such a thing as a Ghostbuster franchise.
Oh, okay. Fair, yeah.
And while I'm more of a Whovian, always will be, I'm more involved in Ghostbusters.
We appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
No, I deeply, truly, actually do appreciate how much you're involved and willing to help out too. But with that in mind of you getting that autograph, and you've met a couple celebrities, especially from the Doctor Who world. Who's your favorite that you've ever met?
Believe it or not, the sweetest was my mind drew a blank. It's Martha from Doctor Who. It's from the second. She was the second companion to David Tennant. Freema Agyeman.
Okay.
She was the sweetest, and at the time I was a unit soldier, and she just went nuts over my uniform because her last time on there, she was working for unit as well. So she was probably the sweetest and most memorable of them all. And right after that would be River Song, which was Alex Kingston. I've met quite a few of the celebrities from there. So
yeah. But that one's your favorite.
Oh, actually, now I have to take all that back because I met Matt Smith and Karen Gillan too. And Matt, so Matt, we had a pose, and I gave Matt a electric toothbrush to hold because in one of his episodes he ran downstairs at a towel only, and he grabbed the electric toothbrush instead of a sonic. So I handed him one, and he looked at it, and then Karen started laughing, and then he started laughing, and then we posed for the picture. So his picture is holding the electric toothbrush. So I would say probably meeting those two is probably my ultimate. Of any celebrity.
That's a really funny story, actually. When you're meeting celebrities, how do you get like the jitters, the nerves beforehand, or are you pretty like chill, cool, calm?
Huge, horribly bad. Yeah, I do. Because almost like me getting the jitters before doing this interview.
Oh, yeah. In chat, Sir Gibby on YouTube wants to know, Rick, how do you feel about Russell T Davies coming back to Doctor Who?
I'm happy about it because I always liked his stories. I liked the 3 for the 60th anniversary, so I'm looking forward to see what else he comes up with. I'm happy about it.
Okay, good.
I like him a lot because he was heavily involved in the reboot in the beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Him and Moffat, so I'm looking forward to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because oh, hi Shannon.
Hey, Shannon in the house.
Oh, it's her birthday today.
Oh my God, that's
Shannon's
right.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Shannon! Officially out in our chat.
What?
Yes, and on Twitch too. We'll have a lot of fun over there. So I know you collect stuff from Doctor Who, you collect stuff from other franchises, but you have another collection of very shiny, glowy things.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the uranium glass.
Yeah, can you explain to us what the heck is uranium glass and why the heck does it glow?
And
why the heck are you collecting it all?
It's actually, believe it or not, there's no danger in collecting it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I have a small Geiger counter, and it goes off. But if you point it at the sun, you get more radiation from the sun than you do from this uranium glass. And it's actually not active uranium. It's not weapons grade uranium or anything like that. And the funny thing is that Lindsay and I, we love going antiquing, and she made mention of it once when we were up in Wisconsin Dells, and they got like antique stores all over the place. I think it was Wisconsin Dells or Michigan. I can't remember which. And she's like, "Oh yeah, there's uranium glass." I'm like, "They actually have uranium glass, but they didn't have a black light on it, so it looked like green glass." I'm like, yeah. Whatever." And then when I saw a piece lit up, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" And I actually got rid of, I think, 12 pieces because I want to make room for more unique things.
Fair.
But yeah, it's not. The only way it'd be dangerous is if it broke and you ate it. That would be the only way it would be dangerous. It's not dangerous though. You could eat off of it.
Really?
Yeah, you can. They did all the time. Even though Lindsay has said she would, but I'm not sure if she still would. But yeah, it's not dangerous stuff, but it is really cool looking.
So all I got to do is just eat a shard of glass, and then it would be okay. Fair. So I'm thinking that the eating of the glass would probably do me in before.
Yes, I think any kind of glass would be bad for you to eat.
So safe to say the uranium still wouldn't kill you at that point.
Right. Oh, you could find my house just by following the hum. That's funny.
That's pretty good. Just
Yeah.
don't grind it up and snort it. Yeah,
Look for
again,
the
I
three
think like
glowing
the
cats running
glass.
around the house.
Yeah, the glowing glass. Oh yeah. What are your cats' names?
Bean is okay. So from age, you got Chance. Chance is a Torby. She left. Um, Bean is a orange tabby, and Spock is a little black. We think she's a, I forgot what they call them, Bombay cat. She has black whiskers, black beans, black everything. And here comes Spock now. Give me my baby.
Aww.
I just gave her the nickname Squidgy the Squidge Nugget. Right, baby? Say hi. Say hi.
You're so cute.
Isn't she? She's a baby. She's about 8 months old. She's
It's
just
a
woke up.
baby.
She's little.
She is
I
little.
was gonna
She's a
say
baby.
because from the pictures you post sometimes on Facebook, I feel like Spock's the one that gets a lot of the spotlight, only because Spock is the one causing a lot of the turmoil and trouble.
Oh yeah, climbing the other two cats don't try to climb the curtains, but this one all the way to the top for whatever reason. Okay,
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Yeah, she's my baby. She's my baby.
Aww.
Yeah, I adore my cats. They're my babies.
So what kind of going back a little bit to Ghostbusters, but kind of groups in general, what drives you or what like encourages you to join different cosplay groups? Because it seems like from the ones we've talked about, a lot of the groups you're in or involved with are doing some sort of charity work specifically. So is that what does it, or are there what drives you to join them?
Well, you just nailed it right there. I mean, because they do charity. I mean, granted, it would be fun to get together and dress as Ghostbusters and hang out. But to be dressed as Ghostbusters and hang out and raise money for charity, that's the reason why I joined these groups, because each one of them is a charity group. Mm-hmm. They're just not content with hanging out and being nerds, almost like that documentary Nerds Doing Good. That's exactly what we are. We're nerds doing good. Well, maybe not James, but
he's a nerd up to no good.
yeah, right, exactly.
I have a feeling
exterior fool you.
I have a feeling if Bob's still in chat that he will agree.
Alpha particle sources aren't dangerous unless they're inside your body. Exactly. That's why you don't eat it.
Yeah. The cosplay groups.
Do you have notes on
Sorry, I just got a little bit. Yeah, I use them just to prompt myself, but then I just got totally lost. Bob says, "I'm here. I don't miss Why We Bust." Fair. It is your brainchild, so I would hope you stick around.
Bob, are you in bed? I don't know if he's still in bed or is he out playing games. Or
he says he doesn't miss Why We Bust, even being discharged from the hospital.
What a good guy.
He's gonna also, speaking of the good guy, did you notice your tagline for our interview today?
Yes, I did. I do. Yeah, episode 4, Rick the Timelord. I love it. I saw that. I knew automatically whose idea it was.
But then at the bottom it says just all around good guy.
Oh, that was me. I put that on.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, that's actually like perfect for.
I think that applies to a lot of us. Well, all around good person.
Fair, so. Yeah. So
good. I'm glad you're in bed,
Bob. Yeah, you better be resting. You better be hydrating.
Right. Good. Yes, hydrating. We should be buzzing him for hydration.
Right. Next time anyone chooses hydrate on Twitch, or actually going forward for the rest of this interview, Bob is included, as long as he's allowed to drink water right now.
No, he can.
If you're okay.
Yeah, that's only before the surgery. He can't.
Oh, fair.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. I know I asked this in a kind of a different way, but I'm wondering if there's a different answer earlier. So I was asking like what it's like, that experience of like seeing the movie and then seeing the movie again, like as a Ghostbuster. But just in general, like as you got to know folks in Windy City and deciding like, yes, I want to join and getting sworn in. Just in that first initial part of like, how did that feel to go from, oh my gosh, this movie is great, I love the Ghostbusters, to I am a Ghostbuster?
It's very wild, and it's funny you say that because I was talking to somebody at work, and they said who does know I do a Ghostbuster and belong to a Ghostbuster group. They said something about me cosplaying as a Ghostbuster, and I said, I don't cosplay as a Ghostbuster. I am a Ghostbuster.
Aww.
And you know, like it's funny when people come up to us and they're like, "Oh, we love your costume." I always say it's a uniform. It's not a costume. Because I do take it very seriously. I know, in the grand scheme of things, is it real? Yes, it is real.
Correct answer.
Yeah, it is real. I got an ecto. We all have our proton packs. It's real. Do we bust ghosts? That's for a different discussion. But
right.
It's real to me, and it's more real the fact that why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, time to hydrate, Missy.
We got hydrate?
No, I'm saying you're coughing.
Oh, thank you. In the chat, Bob wants to know what your first event was. But we talked about that. Bobby, you may have missed it. But Rick, you want to tell Bob what your first event was?
My first event was the Afterlife premiere. Yeah, that was my first one. And I don't think it was originally going to be a counted event, but they made a surprise announcement that it was.
Nice.
And
the same thing happened at my first event too.
Oh, what was your first event?
Mine was like a hangout dinner, end of the year wrap up. That went from this is just to meet people and hang out to, hey, it's your first event.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Lindsay wants to know, what is your favorite event?
What has been my favorite? Last year, Fan Expo.
Nice, yeah.
Because there were so many of us. It was
What did you most enjoy about Fan Expo last year?
Okay, so Vin Cordova dressed up as a Deadpool Ghostbuster.
Oh, that's right.
And Lindsay was Supergirl, and they reenacted this 4-part picture, which had me doubled over. It was Deadpool pulling on Lindsay's cape, and then Lindsay turning around, decking him, and as he went to the ground, as he doubled over, as she hit him, she kicked him in the nether regions, and he went down on the ground. I was laughing so hard on that part. So that's my favorite memory, and it's not just because it was part of it was my wife, but it was just hilarious. But it was really everything, just to see everybody. Yeah. Like I said, I look at our little group as a family, and it was cool to see all of us together having fun and talking and chatting, being nerdy together. It was cool. That was my favorite event.
Yeah. I always loved because last year, no one knew about a new movie yet. I don't think anything was out yet. Maybe there were talks about it, but there were still young kids dressed as Ghostbusters who had no association with us.
I know.
And I distinctly remember not really knowing what to do yet. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to crowd work. And I distinctly remember you speaking with it was a mom, dad, and their kid. And they were like, whoa, what is this? And I remember you telling them about us, and then even just talking to the kid just very kindly, oh, come get a picture with us. That kid was just ecstatic. They were so excited. And I was like, I can see it. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The example has been set. This is how I'm supposed to do this. Okay, I can figure this out.
And I think all of us are like that when we see the little, especially the little ones, when we'll see a little one in costume and uniform, and we're like, how do you know about Ghostbusters? Because we're we're thinking it's okay, it started in '84, but we don't realize that the parents are probably Ghostbuster nuts, and they've passed the love of Ghostbusters down to their children.
Yeah.
And so we got to encourage that. So eventually, one day, they will get their kids to join, or
the circle of Ghostbusters.
The circle of Ghostbusters, right? Holding up Slimer like this on the mountain, the mountaintop.
I mean, at this point, we can hold up Pukey too.
Pukey is adorable. He's a puker, but he's cute.
Yeah. The minute that costume comes out,
you're gonna get it.
We're going for it.
Then you got to figure some way to projectile vomit out of that thing.
That's the next
Lots
stop
of
on
Malort.
that train. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Bob, you down? In chat, Bob, you got to tell me if you're down for that.
Oh, by the way,
I
Nat,
really,
I saw your comment, Nat. Yes, I am 59. I'll be 60 in December.
Oh, that's right. I did see her post that.
Yeah, and I meant to respond to it, but yes.
Yeah, Bob, I've heard Malort is the quickest way to recover after surgery. He said in chat, post-surgery recovery.
I hope he's staying away from Malort for right now.
I hope so too.
That stuff will kill you or mutate you, one of the two.
Slow. The first one, yes, slowly. The
Super
second
Bob.
one is a little faster. Yeah.
Yeah. He's chugging the Malort. Okay, Bob.
He really is over there. So outside of Ghostbusters and Doctor Who, Doctor Strange, all the doctors, what kinds of other nerd fandoms, geeky things are you in?
Lord of the Rings, all Marvel. Huge Star Trek fan.
Fair,
That's something
yeah.
I've watched. That's something I've watched since I was 6. So yeah, I love all things Star Trek. I mean, right now I'm trying to get Lindsay caught up on Strange New Worlds and Discovery, and because now I'm watching the last season of Discovery,
Mhm.
So yeah, I've watched that since I was 6. When my
Yeah.
dad used to put together models. Do you know what a model is? They used to make those a long time ago of things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
I
Just kidding.
mean, is it like an AI thing? I don't.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's an AI thing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Like I said, love Marvel, love DC, like Lord of the Rings. Geez, pretty much all things nerdy. The only thing I don't really get into too much is anime, but I watched
Fair,
anime
fair.
in the past. I just
Yeah.
I have already so much on my plate. I don't really have time for that.
Fair.
Yeah.
And I've been in that boat too, where I'm like, man, I would love to watch this anime, but then I realize there's like 500 episodes, and suddenly my brain goes,
Right.
oh no.
Yeah, right. They're good, but yeah, nobody has time for that.
Yeah. In chat, Sir Gibby, who is that, by the way?
I think it's just somebody. I don't know.
It's
What
one
did
of
you
us.
do?
Oh no.
What happened?
His cat.
Cannibal
is
knocked
so-
over something.
Aw. But in chat, someone asked, Rick, do you drink from the same fountain as Steve Martin? There's no way you're 59.
Yes, and thank you very much.
Oh, it's Ken. Okay.
Ken Trailing?
I believe so.
Bustro.
Who?
Oh.
It's Ken Lester. Oh, okay, it's Kenneth. Okay.
We do have a question from Lindsay again. What Star Trek captain has the best hair, Rick?
Captain Pike. Have you seen how magnificent that man's hair is?
It is magnificent.
He's over there last, isn't it? It's fantastic. I wish I had hair like that.
Rudy says, so much on your plate. I'm guessing
I'm
it's a
guessing-
uranium plate.
Darn right. It's a uranium platter, my friend.
You're
And
not
Nat,
wrong.
Nat, you're already that cool. You'll always be that cool.
Aw.
Yeah.
Your fountain of youth. Aw.
Well, thank you. I don't feel it, especially today. I don't feel it, but thank you.
Yeah. So do you have any future plans for the Ecto, for your pack, for other new types of cosplays you want to do and introduce as you join new cosplay groups?
Well, I have a Jedi costume I got to finish putting the finishing touches for, because really I just do my Doctor Who characters, Ghostbusters, which frankly is enough, and then Doctor Strange. But I want to do at least get the Jedi. I don't want to have a billion cosplays, just my 4 or 5 go-to.
Fair.
So,
yeah.
I have everything. I just have to put it all together.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
But as far as the Ecto, I don't think I'm going to do anything more to her. I think she's. Oh no,
Pretty
there
good
is
for
more.
now.
So Jacob did something that I want to add to the roof rack part of it.
Nice.
As far as the proton pack, there's always going to be something. The best thing to do is to stay off of Etsy. As soon as you go on Etsy, you fall down this rabbit hole of mods, and you're like, okay, I do need that. Yeah, I guess I do need that too.
Yeah,
it's scary. It's scary,
and especially with every movie, it feels like for the next like year or so, just new pieces come out to give you the littlest mods to add or subtract or move with every pack that comes through.
Right. It's dangerous. It really is. But like I was saying, like we were saying, it's always a work in progress.
Fair. Yeah.
I mean, good example. Look at Shannon's proton pack. It's an amazing piece of art, and
it's literally a
she's
work
always
of art. Yeah. It is absolutely a work of art. It's a heavy work of art, but it is amazing. It is amazing.
It is. I hosted the gun for her at Wonderverse, and even that's 3 times its normal weight. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. Gee, wonder how the Timelord looks so youthful.
It's my 6th regeneration. What can I say?
Oh, I love that. So we're getting towards the end. So I want to make sure I give it a little time, but I have to ask, Rick, why do you bust?
I'm going to answer that by telling you what my favorite quote is of all time. There's a movie called Kingdom of Heaven, and there's a guy named Sir Balian, and he has a quote that he had in his forge, and that was his thing he lived by. And it's, what man is a man who does not make the world better? I bust. I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to wear the proton pack, and it's fun to walk around. And ultimately, I bust because it helps make the world better. And that applies not just to me, because I don't do it alone. Yeah, because I mean, that's why we're here, to help the world be better. Leave it in a better condition than we found it. And we're doing great work, and we're doing great work for a bunch of sick kids. And what more noble of a cause can you have than that?
Yeah.
So that is why I bust.
I love that.
And it looks cool.
Yeah. And I get to look pretty cool.
Yeah, right? Well, you do it. Why not? So that is why.
Also wanted to note real quick, wow, what a wonderful shirt you have on there.
I know, right? You see that, Bob?
That's just a really great, solid, great shirt.
Isn't it? It's fantastic. It has this great guy on there. I believe he's the heart. He is the heart of Windy City.
For folks at home, that is a shirt created by Circle City, one of the other franchises. They're from Indianapolis, and it features Bob on it. It is it's a comic book cover with Bob about to bust a ghost.
As a matter of fact, I think 4 or 5 of us bought the shirt, and a bunch of us bought the stickers. And
I may also own the shirt.
Yeah, see?
Bob has a lot to say in chat. It may be just in dots, but we can read it.
I could actually hear his grumbling all the way over here.
Mm-hmm.
Each dot
is a
yeah,
is a grumble.
Such a grumbler. We love you, Bob.
Say, of all the days to wear the Bob shirt, today is a good day to wear the Bob shirt to support.
Oh, I picked it specifically because I was going to be here, so and I was hoping he was going to be well enough to be on here.
Yeah, we're glad he joined. Well, Rick,
thank
you so much for coming on and being interviewed. Thank you for sharing all the different things you do and the different charities you're involved with, going to get involved with, all of your nerdy loves. Seriously, thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun. And like I said too, I was just happy to be able to chat and catch up again too, because it's been so long. So I'm excited
it's been a while,
where the year goes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then I wanted to thank Lindsay too for having some great content for the chat, but also for gearing us up in the beginning before we came live.
She's watching in the other room.
Yeah. Aw. But for anyone in chat or anyone just watching today, take a gander at all of the Windy City. We're across all social media. You can use our link tree to see what we do and learn more about La Rabida Children's Hospital, the charity we support. And as James mentioned on the front end, anything that we make monetarily from these streams is going to also be going to that charity as well. So know that whatever you give here is going to these kids that need help. James, you want to chat about the plane poll coming up?
Ooh.
Absolutely. So we have we are participating in the Lewis University plane poll at the end of April. The date actually escapes my brain right now. But if you're interested in donating money to our plane poll team, you can absolutely do that. That's linked in our link tree as well. And any money that we raise there is going towards Special Olympics. So Illinois, which is super important charity, and it's a super fun event. We're actually going to be exhibiting there as well to support it's all something about a raffle. I don't know anything about that, so but yeah, it's going to be super fun. It's a super fun event. Got to do it last year. That was our first time doing it, and it's just it's great. It's intimidating, but it's nowhere near as hard as you think it is to pull a plane when you got a group of people. So
right, yeah, right.
I was very surprised by that last year. Rick, are you going to that one?
Yes, I'm one of the plane pullers.
Oh, me too.
Ooh, awesome! Are you going to be Slimer?
Excellent. Of course.
Of course.
I think that is
737. Now you got to pull smaller.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's going to be Slimer's retiring for the summer. So I don't die of heat exhaustion inside.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Put some water on you, you'll be fine.
We'll be there. And Rick, anything from you to plug as far as if you want to reiterate your Ectos page or anything you want folks to go check out?
Yeah, they can check out my car's page on Instagram and Facebook, EctoH1. And if they feel so inclined, also I have a Facebook page called Dad Who, so you can check either one of those two out, any of those three out. Until then, just be good and keep on busting.
Amazing. Thank you again, Rick. This has been a lot of fun. Folks, check us out on all socials, and I will, like I said, not be here next week, but I will see you in 2 weeks. Next week, we will have a sub in, I believe it's Bob. So please tune in for that. I think so. So it's going to be a good one. So we will see you all later. Thanks, everyone, for joining tonight. Have a good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.